motorcycle, 105 degrees. And here's what my point. We come into Las Vegas with this coterie of, half a dozen American Legion, and me on a motorcycle, and this truck behind me trucking the motorcycle, and it's hotter than it's been while you guys were here. It was hot. It was so hot. How hot was it? You ride a motorcycle like this, right? So there's a tank of gasoline. So every so often your legs and touch the metal on the tank, seared the skin. The motorcycle metal was so hot it was untouchable. Finally, we wheel ourselves into the motorcycle Harley Davidson thing here in Los Angeles, and I get off the motorcycle, and I'm kind of dizzy from the lack of water and the heat. Walk into the cool Harley Davidson office, and I started to faint. I caught myself. Like I willed myself. Cameras are on. And willed myself not to faint. And it was here that we kind of regrouped and made our way to Los Angeles. But the heat here in Las Vegas was beyond anything I'd ever felt. I was on a motorcycle through all that desert. It was horrendous. So this is my first visit back from that time here in Las Vegas. And it's still hot. Okay. Now, when you're in front of an audience, and there's no prepared thing, you don't have a script. Once more into the breach, none of that. Like, what's your question? And I have to have something intelligent to say. Where's the question? Right here. Where? Oh, to the sides. It means I have to get up and walk. You say it. All right, so you're in a red shirt, right? You're in a red shirt. That means you know something about Star Trek. Get right up to the microphone. Right, put the microphone right to your lips.
It's there.
No more.
It's right there.
Perfect.
Mr. Shatner, you've talked a lot about your experience in space and how it was a life-changing kind of experience.
Yes.
I was wondering, after you've been in space for real...
After I've been in space for real.
Did you perhaps have a new or different perspective of the entire Star Trek fictional space phenomenon and your Captain Kirk fictional character?
First of all, I gotta tell you, I've been asked to comment on this growing group of people who think the Earth is flat. And I just did a whole number on that. It's going to be broadcast somewhere. That I discovered the Earth is flat. Okay? It's flat. Not only that, it's not only about whether the Earth is flat or not, they want to know about the sun because people are thinking it's a planet. It is a planet. Populated by little warm entities that give off rays. Cause sunburn, which I had. I did the whole number on that. And I'm an authority because I'm this fictional actor who's supposed to be an astronaut. But I am a half-ass astronaut. Did it change my view? You know what happened? I was up in space, and I was looking out the window, and I could see. Well, the first thing I did, I was for some reason, I don't know why, I was looking behind me, and I could see the wake of the spaceship through the air. I'd never heard that discussed. And there's bubbling air behind me. And then I looked forward and I saw space. I saw the universe. Now, we're all here for various reasons, but mostly it's like how tantalizing science fiction is. It's like a view of the future. a view of the future that the youngest of you will catch a glimpse of. I won't be around to see it, but I'll be there. But the future is so extraordinary in terms of what's coming down the road in science. Like, I imagine you've read the same thing I did, where scientists have now bored a hole in a man who has some dreadful disease that where he can't move his body. Bored a quarter-sized hole in his skull. Placed a device that reaches into his brain and electronically, by what he's thinking, can move things. That's happened. That future is here now. The future is happening right in front of us. AI and all those things are going to change the world momentarily. Not 50 years from now, just around the corner. It's happening. Not it's going to happen. Science fiction is happening now. The only problem is, and this is the result of, I read Rachel Carson's book, The Silent Spring, many years ago, and I realized, as she did and as many people did at that time, that something terrible was happening with the climate. Nobody realized then how ominous and existential it is now. So the race is between the science fiction future where mankind will be perfected, so to speak, or die in this heat, which is only going to get worse. The heat here now, 104, it's not like, oh, 104, thank God that's over. I mean, it'll be better next year. No. Each year is getting hotter. It's existential, I'm telling you. This race between the technology that will save us, make us smarter, do greater things, explore more worlds, and the fact that we won't be able to live on the planet. That's a race that's happening right now. And we're a part of it. This is an incredible moment in history. This converging lines of technology, keeping people alive. I've joined a company which wants to extend life for another 20 years. I don't know why they chose me. But I'm the face of the company. For can you eke out another 10 years without being mindless? That's all in front of us. And that's what going into space dramatized once again. I knew all that, but I didn't see it as clearly as I see it now. And so I speak about it as much as I can, that we all need to know that global warming is an incredible, dire fact. It isn't a figment of anybody's imagination or some mad scientist saying this is what's going to happen. It's happening. Okay. Thank you. I don't need applause for that. Is this question here?
Hi, Bill. I just wanted
Wait a minute. What's your name, young lady?
It's Stella.
It's what?
Stella.
Stella? Stella. Stella by Starlight.
Yes!
They wrote a song for you, Stella. Do you know it?
I know it, yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful song and you're a beautiful girl. You better ask a beautiful question.
Okay. All right, well, my question for you is, no one can fill your shoes as Captain Kirk, but if you had to choose, would it be Paul Wesley or Chris Pine?
You nasty child, you. Hey, listen. Actors actors migrate into a role, and since everybody is different, maybe slightly, maybe greatly, so you would go see Hamlet with different actors in it because they bring to the role what they know, what they feel, which is uniquely their experience, and everybody has their different experiences. So, both those actors bring to anything what they feel. I mean, you know, it's like, how do you say hello? Stella, say hello to me.
Hello.
No. Hello, that's jaunty, right? That's you, Stella. Hey, hi, I'm Stella. Now, Stella, you're afraid. Say hello.
Hello, Bill.
That sounded like the one before, Stella. Maybe.
What do you want from me, Bill?
Just that, Stella. Thank you so much. They're both wonderful actors, and they're doing a great job. And I envy their youth and promise and all that. They're both wonderful guys. Next question.
My question to you for you also teaching.
No, slow down. My question for you is.
Your TJ Hooker, you also teaching.
Well, a little louder. TJ Hooker.
TJ Hooker.
So far, I've got my question for you is TJ Hooker.
What's your biggest challenge directing Lady in Blue?
What? Say that again. Biggest challenge in directing Ladies in Blue. Oh, that was a segment of TJ Hooker. You know, that's a bit of esoteria that I don't think I can answer because I don't remember the thing. Ladies in Blue sounds like a burlesque show. But on a grander scale, perhaps, I enjoyed, I loved doing TJ Hooker. There were certain drawbacks. One of which was the heat of Los Angeles, running and jumping in the heat of Los Angeles. And then we would run and jump on roofs, which were painted white in Los Angeles to reflect the sunlight, which made it very hot. So we'd be running and jumping in the heat of Los Angeles, very much like the heat here, and it was onerous. But the worst thing was, who was on the show? Who? No, Heather, not Heather, one of the guys. Adrian. It was Adrian, if I remember correctly. Adrian had a fear of birds. And we were running and jumping on roofs. So he'd see a bird. There's a bird there. Yes, Adrian, we're on a roof in Los Angeles. And it was great fun. I loved the two guys, and we had a great deal of fun running and jumping. Got to know a lot of policemen, great, wonderful men who were policemen. I went to the police academy. I did the shooting. I did the thing. They even showed me a film that they educate policemen with on domestic violence, which is very dangerous for police. So I went through the academy in a somewhat of a way to acquaint me with police work, but and I directed several of them and had a great time. Does that answer your question? No, it doesn't, but I can't help it. What's your question? Hi.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
Thank you. I haven't met you yet. What's your name?
My name is Russell.
Russell?
Yes.
I don't want to meet you, Russell. Hi, Russell.
So, it's been 30 years since they killed off Kirk in that unserious...
30 years they killed off Kirk.
Falling off a bridge. Like, what is
I
that?
know!
So,
I wanted trumpets and timpanis.
Can you tell me exactly how you would have preferred to go so we can
I'm
just
gonna go
pretend
with
that
a guys in a flame. And drums. I want drums and trumpets. Now fall off a bridge, for God's sake.
Yeah, that was not.
You know, I think there was some skullduggery going on there, and I don't even want to talk about it, but they were planning the next generation at that time. And in fact, I was told that they were canceling the show I'm on because the movies we were making like $100 million. We were spending $30 million on making $100 million. The rule of thumb in making a film is it needs to gross 3 times what it costs to make a product. So Paramount was making like $10 million on each of the movies I was in. So they said, we got to do better than that. We'll get the next generation cast. And obviously, it's a popular show. And they proceeded to make $100 million as well. So we had reached the glass ceiling of what the audience wanted to come. And it was only J.J. Abrams who was able to break that ceiling, doing this massive film that was so popular and made a lot of money. And that was not quite an answer to your question, but then you rarely get an answer from me. Oh, right, young lady, you're not Stella.
I'm not Stella.
Unless she ran around and.
I didn't run around.
No, right into the microphone.
No, my name's Karen. I just have a question for you. Since you're such a legend, what is your advice for upcoming actors?
For upcoming actors who want to be actors?
I want to be an actor.
Are you an actor?
I want to be an actor.
You are. You are an actor.
I have been an actor.
You have been.
I have been an actor.
You have. You've gotten paid.
Not really.
Not gotten paid yet. You're not an actor. Okay, you got to get paid. Charge him. You're charming. You got a lovely voice.
I've got my job too.
What? Into the microphone. First thing about acting, get into the microphone, right?
Sorry, Mr. Shatner, but can you give me some advice from a legend as yourself?
Don't do it! Actors, it's great. It's if you're successful, it's really fantastic. I mean, you're in front of a lot of people, and if you can entertain them, it's a loving communion. I mean, I feel so warmly that you're there, and apparently from the reaction, we're having a nice time, and so we're having a party. So and if you're doing something that's written for you, and you're doing words that other people wrote, and you do them well, and you get a lot of applause, it's great. Yeah, except it doesn't happen very often. What happens most often is you try and learn to be an actor, whatever that means. And I don't think you can learn, be taught. Yeah, I guess you can be taught to send your voice out there, but that's about it. So you have to go through the mill, so to speak, and do these roles and learn how to perform and how to use your voice, and stand and walk and all that kind of thing. Being an actor and doing it is the joy. Finding the job is the pain. Wait a minute. You got to talk into the first lesson. I'm giving you a lesson now, and it's like from my heart. Speak into the mic. No. Speak into the mic.
I'm sorry, I'm blind.
Oh my God! Look at the difference. You see?
It makes my voice move. Yeah, it makes a big difference. I'm sorry I didn't see the mic.
You have to suffer through the pain of rejection.
But
And
you know what?
Tell me what.
What? I was just going to say...
No. Speak into the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was inspired by the earlier panel with The Strange New Worlds. Because the one that plays Bremer, the Andorian, he's a Canadian who's also blind like me, so...
See, I know nothing.
I can make it.
Whatever you're saying, this makes no sense to me at all.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Shatner.
No, don't be sorry. It's my ignorance. I just don't watch that. I don't even watch myself. I hate watching myself. And you know, I'm watching the Olympics. That's great. But as for other shows and stuff, I'm really ignorant, stupidly ignorant about other shows and other actors. I don't go to parties, and I don't, you know, I have my dogs,
Oh, I have
my
a dog,
horses.
Mr. Shatner.
What?
I have a beautiful Labradoodle. Her name is Belle. She's a beautiful dog.
Good. That's your first step on being an actor.
Well, my son really loves her, and he loves you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Was that applause for her or for me? For me. Okay, go. Yes.
Other than Star Trek, are
Look
there...
at you with the costume and the big voice.
Yeah, other than Star Trek, are there any other sci-fi films, shows that you really like or really makes you think? Like, for instance, Close Encounters of the Third Kind makes you think about the possibility of extraterrestrial life?
Hey, I thought of an extraterrestrial life, and I think that's a really interesting subject to bring up in a kind of science fiction meeting like this. You know, I've always felt that it was all these things that people see flying around. It can't be something from another galaxy or planet. It can't be. The distance. You know, the Second World War, 75 years ago, 80 years ago, everybody's forgotten about it. You know, oh yeah, the Second World War, I remember. Everybody's forgotten major historical events in 75 years. Imagine if you're taking a vehicle from one galaxy to another, and it's 1,000 years, say, fast. 1,000 years. So you've gone through 20 years as a generation, 5. You've gone through 50 generations. Now, if we can't remember the Second World War, how are we going to remember what our original mission? Where are we going again? what are we supposed? You forget 1,000 years to get here, and that's long. That's, you know, that isn't a real time. It's many more thousands than that. But say it took 1,000 years, that would put us back to about the time of the Magna Carta. Remember the Magna Carta? Oh my God, it was wonderful. We've forgotten everything. So my thought is, there's this guy saying, "Hey, George,